The year is 2004. Two important and less than desired for events have occurred. The first is Arsenal FC's invincible run has ended thanks to a dubious display by the Premier League refs and underhanded/violent tactics adopted by Manchester United. The second event is that possibly the most loved sitcom in the history of the world so far has come to an end after being on air for 10 seasons. If you're a fan, you already know the sitcom I'm talking about, but just in case you aren't, the name of the sitcom is 6 of 1, which of course was the original name of Friends. Hello, my dear listeners. My name is Kishore Ganesh, and in the 11th episode of the Vocal About Visuals podcast, I would like to share my thoughts on the Friends reunion special. Mind you, as I record this, I'm very much aware of how big a fandom Friends has, something that I, spoiler alert, also belong to. Albeit, this was a truth that I wholeheartedly realized and embraced only recently. I mean, I had always watched Friends, sat through the 10 seasons multiple times when it aired on TV owing to syndication, but I never associated this action with being a fan. Recently though, when I started watching the series again, I appreciated the jokes, the characters, the writing, the sitcom format, and the chemistry a whole lot more than before. And then it slowly dawned on me that both in the previous run and now, I had in fact been a fan. So I understand that Friends means a lot to a lot of people, going beyond being just another sitcom. To quite a lot of people on the planet, Friends is comfort. Friends is their growing up years. Friends is life lessons. Friends is relief. Friends is understanding. Friends is laughs. Friends is joy. Friends, in short, is having friends. And now, without any further ado, let's get straight into the pod. The main theme of the Friends reunion special, like all reunions, is nostalgia. Just that this time you heard, saw, and experienced the nostalgia experienced by the actual Friends. The reunion was a good, positive highlights reel interspersed with present-day interviews of the cast and guest stars, a couple of musical numbers, a whole bunch of famous cameos, just like the show, a fashion show, and a lot of tears and laughter from the Friends. Now, I'm by no means an expert TV critic, but purely from an entertainment standpoint and as a fan of the series, I would say this episode is what I would call good TV. When the whole world is still reeling from the effects of COVID, this show has come just at the right time to remind us of better times from the past when we could forget real life for half an hour in the company of 6 friends. Coming to the content of the episode itself, hearing Ross, Rachel, Joey, Chandler, Phoebe, and Monica reminisce about their time on the show is nothing short of magical, especially if you're a fan of the show. Magical because here are 6 people who have been real life friends for the entire run of the show and continue to remain true friends till this day. And you can clearly see that they are not acting. They are not being just professionals here. They are not doing this just for the massive paychecks. These guys are actual friends. And how rare and magical is that in show business? It is magical also because when you watch these guys interacting, you feel like you are in the room with them and that you are one of the friends. Maybe that's just me, but ask around the people who are serious Friends fans, and I'm pretty sure you will find that a sizable number do in fact share this sentiment. And the last reason why I would call this magical is because this reunion special reminds you of a show that gives you actual goals, life goals, love goals, real estate goals, but most importantly, friendship goals. And how many shows out there can inspire you to think about even one of those aspects of life, let alone 4? Now, Because of the fact that we live in an age of sophisticated algorithms curating our YouTube feed based on our watch history, I was hit with friends' content ranging from clips of the show to interviews to the cosmetic work that the cast have gotten done over the years. And it's specifically with this last kind of content that I have issues. My question in general to the world is, we all do realize that we will eventually get old and wrinkly, right? And if you are, let's say, in a business where your face will be seen by billions over tens of years, would you blame the person if they got some Botox done? If you do, well, then you need to rethink your priorities in life. And something else that bothered me was the grief that Matthew Perry got on social media for his slurred speech on the show. Now, I get it that there are fans out there who want him to be sober, healthy, and happy, and were concerned if there was something in his life that had triggered him to fall off the wagon, if that was indeed the case. These people are called well-wishers, and their concerns, I believe, would have been laid out in a decent manner. But the things that I have heard about in news outlets about people on social media making mean-spirited comments about how Matthew Perry's slurring could be caused by alcoholism or unprofessionalism or whatever is something that deserves to be called out and criticized. Firstly, we don't know for sure if the slurring was actually caused by a substance, or as it was mentioned in a few reports, by the fact that he had a dental appointment in the days leading up to the show. Now, even if this was false and it was indeed due to alcoholism, so what? The reunion was in no way impacted by this. You could have expected him to deliver a few more witty lines and zingers had he been, within quotes, sober, but how do we know that for sure? And mind you, he did have a couple of memorable funny lines, and probably the most emotional real one of the entire episode, which you can even see in the promo material. Bottom line, Matthew Perry is a goddamn treasure. Don't disrespect him, don't kick him when he's down, and he doesn't owe us anything. What he owed us is stored forever on film as the 10 seasons of Friends. Let's empathize rather than criticize, shall we? On the whole, I personally was extremely satisfied with everything the reunion special delivered. I didn't know what to expect from it in the first place, so I went in with a mixture of fondness, nostalgia, curiosity, and it is safe to say that the reunion managed to leave me feeling better than how I was feeling before I watched it. Finally, I would like to end this episode by saying that if you're a fan of Friends, this reunion would be the reason why you buy a HBO Max or a ZEE5 subscription, or at least sign up for a trial. And for a fan, this reunion will be a memorable addition to the Friends canon. It will check the boxes of nostalgia, celebs who are fans of the show showing their adulation to a series that both of you enjoyed, and of being yet another reason to start watching the show for the millionth time. And for the non-fan general viewer who was exposed to Friends in their early adolescence, it will act as a refresher as to why you actually spent that half hour every evening in front of the TV to catch 6 people living their lives in NYC, and maybe will get you to start binging the show again after all these years. And for the person who has been oblivious to the Friends phenomenon, I would recommend that you catch a few episodes of the sitcom, see if it is to your liking, and then, well, nature will take its course. Because you can't attend a reunion without actually attending the classes, can you? Once again, my name is Kishore Ganesh. This is the Vocal About Visuals podcast, and thank you, dear listeners, for your time and for listening. P.S. Apologies for the break in the flow of the podcast, but I'm back now and will continue to stick to a regular schedule as I try to bring you newer episodes of the podcast. Thank you.